Behind the confident smile and the giant's body, there is a story that almost destroyed everything Tyrus built, and his recent marriage may be the most shocking piece of this puzzle. Now take a deep breath, because in the next few seconds you'll understand why the name Tyrus never goes unnoticed and why this new chapter of his life is causing so much buzz behind the scenes of the American media. Tyrus has just gotten married, and when you see who his new wife is and what this relationship truly represents, you realize that nothing in this story is simple or ordinary. We're talking about a man who came from a difficult childhood, faced rejection, became a sacred monster in the wrestling ring, earned his place on television, accumulated millions, but also collected controversies, public accusations, lawsuits, harsh criticism, and decisions that deeply divided opinions. This marriage is not just a late-life love story. It comes after years of scandals, rumors, extreme exposure, and moments when Tyrus's career was hanging by a thread. Who is the woman who stood by his side when the media turned its back on him? What is her real role in rebuilding his image, his fortune, and the power he holds today? And why do so many people say this relationship is more strategic than romantic? Throughout this video, we'll reveal little discussed details about Tyrus's personal life, his family, the accusations that almost ended everything, the million-dollar contracts, the luxurious lifestyle away from the cameras, and the behind-the-scenes story of this marriage that shocked fans and critics alike. But pay attention. What looks like a happy ending may be hiding secrets that almost no one has dared to tell. Before you continue, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. It helps us a lot to bring you stories that many prefer to keep in silence. If you'd like to support the channel even more, consider sending a super thanks. It makes a huge difference in allowing us to keep producing investigative and impactful content like this. And if you can't support financially, simply comment below what surprised you the most in this story so far. Stay with me until the end, because the final revelation about Tyrus and his wife will truly shock you and might completely change the way you see this marriage. George Tyrus Murdoch is a former professional wrestler and media personality, born on February 21, 1973. Tyrus's personal life and story are marked by resilience, pain, reinvention, and a deep appreciation for family. Raised in Boston, Massachusetts, he endured an extremely difficult childhood, growing up in an environment of domestic violence that forced him, at a very young age, to be separated from his family for safety reasons. During this turbulent period, he faced not only deep emotional trauma but also significant physical challenges, including an emergency appendectomy that ended up affecting the nerves in his leg, resulting in permanent motor limitations. These obstacles, which could have negatively defined his future, instead became fuel for his determination to succeed. At a young age, he found in sports a source of discipline, focus, and emotional escape, excelling in college football before transitioning to professional wrestling, where his physical presence and natural charisma quickly drew attention. Outside the ring, Tyrus has always been introspective, protective, and deeply committed to family values, an aspect that only grew stronger over the years and through fatherhood. He is a dedicated father and often shares that his greatest achievement is not in titles or fame, but in the role he plays at home. His relationship with Ingrid Murdoch, with whom he built a solid family over more than a decade before their official marriage, reflects this emotional maturity earned through years of highs and lows. Tyrus has never hidden his flaws, insecurities, or past mistakes, approaching his own story with honesty, sharp humor, and a human touch that connects him with the audience. This candor is also evident in his autobiographical books, in which he openly discusses fear, abandonment, self-esteem, and the constant search for belonging. Throughout adulthood, Tyrus has come to value stability, family routines, and the freedom to be authentic, choosing to live away from major urban centers, surrounded by family and nature. His personal journey is that of someone who rose from a beginning marked by pain and uncertainty to build a strong identity based on resilience, responsibility, and gratitude, transforming difficult experiences into lessons and showing that, for him, success has always meant far more than money or fame. It has meant peace, purpose, and genuine connection with those he loves. Tyrus's marriage and relationships are marked by maturity, emotional growth, and a very clear vision of family, commitment, and loyalty, built over years away from the spotlight of wrestling and television. For much of his adult life, Tyrus went through relationships that helped him better understand who he was outside the ring, especially after a difficult childhood and a youth marked by emotional instability and constant change. These experiences shaped his view of relationships, making him more cautious, protective, and selective when it came to true love and building a family. The major turning point in his love life came when he met Ingrid Rink, a health and fitness entrepreneur known for her discipline, entrepreneurial spirit, and strong connection to family values. Tyrus and Ingrid's relationship began quietly, away from sensationalism, and grew stronger over time through mutual support, respect, and shared goals. Long before their official marriage, they were already living as a true family, facing personal and professional challenges together, including raising children from previous relationships, forming what many call a modern, blended family. In 2014, the couple took a major step by welcoming their daughter, Georgie, who became the emotional center of their relationship and further solidified their bond. Fatherhood had a profound impact on Tyrus, who frequently states that he became a different man after becoming a father. More patient, sensitive, and committed to the future. Ingrid, in turn, has always been described by him as a strong, independent, and inspiring woman, particularly due to her journey as the founder of healthy food companies, initially created to help her own son, diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, which brought the couple even closer through empathy and shared responsibility. Over the years, even with a solid relationship, Tyrus and Ingrid chose not to rush into marriage, prioritizing emotional stability, raising their children, and personal growth for both. This decision drew public attention when finally, after more than a decade together, Tyrus announced that he had married, generating widespread curiosity on social media and in the press, summarized by the viral phrase, "Tyrus just got married, wait till you see his new wife." Public reaction was a mix of surprise, admiration, and curiosity, as many had no idea Ingrid had been part of his life for so long. Their official wedding, held privately and intimately, reflected the couple's style, away from public extravagance, yet full of personal significance. For Tyrus, the marriage was not just a formality but a celebration of a partnership built with patience, mistakes, lessons, and loyalty. He often emphasizes that Ingrid was the person by his side during the toughest moments, including the pressures of fame, public controversies, and major career transitions, providing emotional stability when the world around him seemed unstable. Their relationship is also characterized by everyday companionship, with both sharing a peaceful life on a rural property, surrounded by children, animals, and a simpler routine than many would expect for a public figure. Tyrus frequently mentions that in his marriage he found not just love, but peace, something he lacked for much of his life, which he now values above fame or money. His relationship with Ingrid represents, for him, proof that strong relationships are not built with haste or appearances, but with consistency, respect, and real support, making his marital story one of the most human, inspiring, and talked about aspects of his personal journey. Tyrus's estimated fortune, built over decades of intense work both inside and outside the wrestling ring, is the direct result of a multifaceted career that successfully combines sports, entertainment, media, and business. According to various sources in the celebrity and entertainment market, Tyrus's net worth is around $2 million, though it can fluctuate depending on new contracts, royalties, and public appearances. This wealth did not appear suddenly but was accumulated progressively, starting from his early years as a professional wrestler, when he worked across multiple promotions until gaining greater visibility in WWE and later solidifying his name as an NWA World Champion. The contracts he signed with these organizations included fixed salaries, bonuses for main events, official merchandise sales, and participation in major broadcasts, all of which formed the initial financial foundation of his fortune. After scaling back his active wrestling career, Tyrus capitalized on his image and charismatic personality by transitioning to television, becoming one of the most recognized contributors at Fox News, particularly on the program Gutfeld, where he receives a consistent salary as a commentator and on-air personality, in addition to extra earnings from special appearances, live events, and editorial projects associated with the network. Parallel to television, Tyrus expanded his income streams through publishing contracts, standing out as the author of autobiographical books that achieved solid sales in the United States, generating recurring revenue through royalties and new editions, as well as invitations for lectures, interviews, and corporate events where his story of perseverance and authenticity is highly valued. In the field of advertising partnerships, Tyrus maintains collaborations aligned with his profile as a former athlete, communicator, and advocate for a disciplined lifestyle, working with brands related to nutrition, wellness, fitness, sporting events, and products targeted at adult male audiences, always prioritizing agreements that reinforce his personal credibility. Unlike celebrities who attach their name to numerous brands simultaneously, Tyrus takes a more selective approach, which strengthens his image and increases the perceived value of each partnership he establishes. His connection to entrepreneurship is also reflected indirectly in family businesses, particularly through the companies of his wife, Ingrid Murdoch, in the healthy food and fitness sector, where Tyrus acts as a strategic supporter and public figure, contributing to brand visibility without necessarily holding a formal executive role. This combination of contracts, royalties, partnerships, and investments allows Tyrus to enjoy a comfortable and stable lifestyle, marked not only by material possessions but also by the freedom to choose projects aligned with his personal values. His current income does not rely exclusively on a single source, providing greater financial security and long-term wealth, a rarity in professional wrestling, which is known for financially unstable careers. Looking ahead, Tyrus continues to explore new opportunities in entertainment, writing, and media, keeping his fortune in steady, moderate growth, supported by a reputation built on resilience, hard work, and carefully calculated strategic decisions. In doing so, he has not only established a solid financial foundation but also left a legacy of financial intelligence and professional reinvention. Tyrus's luxurious lifestyle is the culmination of decades of relentless work, discipline, and an uncanny ability to reinvent himself both in and out of the world of sports. Yet, intriguingly, his luxury has never been about flashy displays or empty extravagance. Instead, it embodies comfort, freedom, and the priceless ability to live life on his own terms. After securing financial stability through professional wrestling, high-profile television contracts, and publishing ventures, Tyrus shifted his focus toward quality of life, family, and well-being, crafting a lifestyle that marries exclusivity with mindful simplicity. Today, he resides with his wife and children on a sprawling countryside estate in New Jersey, far from the chaos of city life, where he enjoys open spaces, privacy, and constant connection to nature. Often jokingly referred to as a mini-zoo, the farm is home to a variety of animals and reflects Tyrus's desire for a life that is authentic, peaceful, and anchored in family values, a striking contrast to the high-octane intensity of his wrestling days. Financially, Tyrus enjoys the freedom to travel frequently, invest wisely, drive high-end vehicles, and live without immediate pressures, yet he insists that true luxury lies not in possessions, but in the power to choose where to be and with whom to share time. Even with a fortune estimated in the millions, he maintains an approachable, relatable image, appearing casually on TV shows and social media, proving that success does not require ostentation. His enduring passion for sports, particularly wrestling, remains a cornerstone of his identity. Wrestling was more than a career, it was a rigorous school of life that forged his character, resilience, and unwavering discipline. Even after retiring from the ring, Tyrus stays deeply involved in the sports world, attending events, offering commentary, participating in interviews, and keeping a training routine tailored to his physical capabilities. Fitness for him is not about vanity, it's about respect for his own history, the demands of his past career, and the longevity of mind and body. He champions exercise as a tool for mental clarity, emotional balance, and overall health, values he instills at home by encouraging his children's athletic pursuits and nurturing an active family lifestyle. Professionally, Tyrus's reputation as a strong, charismatic, and resilient athlete has opened doors to lucrative commercial partnerships, advertising campaigns, and invitations to sports and corporate events, cementing his influence beyond the ring. For him, luxury is not measured in material wealth alone, but in the freedom to live surrounded by loved ones, to nurture a lifelong passion, and to inspire others through his journey. He sees success as the natural reward of persistence, and his current lifestyle serves as living proof that comfort, recognition, and fulfillment can coexist with roots, values, and genuine human connection. In every sense, Tyrus's story reminds us that true luxury is about the life you build, not just the life you show. The legacy and contributions of Tyrus go far beyond the titles he has won or the fame he has built in front of the cameras, as his journey represents a rare combination of personal reinvention, resilience, and cultural impact across different areas of entertainment and media. Initially recognized worldwide as one of the most imposing wrestlers of his generation, Tyrus made his mark in professional wrestling by performing in major organizations such as WWE and, later, NWA, where he achieved the status of world champion. His legacy in the ring is not limited to physical strength or an intimidating appearance, but also to the way he helped keep the classic aesthetics of wrestling alive, embodying the archetype of the dominant giant in an era increasingly focused on agility and television spectacle. For many fans, he symbolizes the bridge between traditional wrestling and modern entertainment, contributing to attracting new audiences to the sport entertainment world. Outside the ring, Tyrus built an equally significant legacy in communication and popular culture by reinventing himself as a political commentator, panelist, and television personality. His constant presence on high-audience programs demonstrated that it was possible to transition from the wrestling world to public debate without losing authenticity, bringing a direct, accessible, and often humorous language that made complex topics approachable for a wider audience. In this role, he helped diversify the profile of commentators in American media, breaking stereotypes and proving that unconventional career paths can also generate influential voices on the national stage. As an author, Tyrus made a lasting contribution by sharing his own life story in autobiographical books, in which he addresses a difficult childhood, personal challenges, mistakes, lessons, and overcoming adversity. By exposing vulnerabilities and real-life experiences, he offered inspiration to readers facing similar obstacles, reinforcing the idea that success is not linear and that reinvention is possible at any stage of life. These accounts helped humanize his public image, transforming him from a figure seen only as a character into someone the audience can relate to. On a personal and social level, his legacy is also reflected in his emphasis on family, hard work, and individual responsibility, themes he frequently highlights in interviews and public appearances. By proudly embracing his role as a father and husband and supporting health and wellness ventures led by his wife, Tyrus contributed to normalizing the image of modern, blended families, showing that professional success can coexist with dedication to personal life. Even the controversies that marked his career are part of this complex legacy, as they demonstrate how public figures deal with criticism, crises, and intense exposure, and how career continuity also depends on the ability to face difficult moments and move forward. Taken together, Tyrus's contributions form a multifaceted legacy. He left his mark on sports, expanded his reach in media, inspired readers with his story, and solidified an image of a man who knows how to transform challenges into fuel for growth. His impact is not only in what he has achieved but also in the example of adaptability and persistence he offers to fans, viewers, and readers, making his story relevant far beyond titles, audiences, or financial numbers.